You know what's the issue with this world? Everyone wants a magical solution to their problem, but they refuse to believe in magic. This is a quote by Lewis Carroll, which is one of my favorite quotes ever. And in today's video, I am recommending you magical books. That is, books which have magic or are based on magical settings. I promise that if you read these books, you'll be taken to a faraway place. But when you come back to reality, you'll have something new with you to take along with you everywhere. Magical books sort of change the way you see the world because the reality is drab most of the times, and magical books show you things can be actually different. So without any further ado, let's get started with this video. The first recommendation is obviously the most predictable recommendation ever. It's Harry Potter. Obviously, if I am recommending magical books and if I don't mention Harry Potter, it's like a crime. My Harry Potter books are all here, and some of you did notice that they are not in order. I'm so sorry. I'll arrange the whole bookshelf sometime after my exams. But you have to read Harry Potter if you want to read magical books. I don't think that this series requires any introduction, but this book is definitely about Harry Potter, his two friends, and their numerous adventures in Hogwarts. I'm pretty sure you've seen the movie too, and if you want to, you can get the whole box set or get the first book and see if you're liking it, but there's no way you can't like it. It's Harry Potter, man. And this whole series is also available as audiobooks on storytel.com. So if you want to read it as audiobooks, by the way, the audiobooks are read out really well. So if you want to read them as audiobooks, get them on Storytel. Storytel is an audiobook platform that you can subscribe to on a monthly basis, and you will get access to 1 lakh plus audiobooks. Some of the books that I'm recommending today are on that platform as well, and you can use my code storytel.com/Ali to get a 30-day free trial of the app. A 30-day free trial, after which it will be only $2.99 per month. The link to the free trial of Storytel will be in the description below. The next recommendation is Circe by Madeline Miller. Circe is a book about a witch, Circe, and she is amazing. She's one of the best witches that I have read about. By the way, quite a few of these books that I'm recommending today have witches in them. I don't really know about many books which have wizards in them. So if you do, leave them in the comment section below. But coming back to Circe, she is an amazing witch. She does these like strange things. She turned an army of men into animals, which is one of my favorite parts in this book. I like Circe more because she's such a strong character. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man, you will love this book because of the character and the power this character has. Also guys, look at this amazing cover. Why wouldn't you want to read this book? The next book I'm recommending is a children's book, but adults can also enjoy this, and the name of this book is Secret. That's the name of this book, by pseudonymous Bosch, who is actually the author of this book. This book series is crazy. It's a magician's diary that these children find, and strange codes are written inside, and obviously the book is written in such an amazing way. You are gonna love it. This is literally a page inside the book. It says XX, XXX, and only X. If a book starts off in this amazing manner, I'm sure you're gonna love what the book carries inside it. I finished reading this book obviously, so I really enjoyed it, and it's one of the most strangest and mysterious books that I've ever read. Most strangest is wrong English, but for this book we can do that. Next recommendation will be Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I'm sure that you've at least watched the cartoon of this book. It was so popular when I was a child, and I really loved it too. It's about Alice who falls down a hole and she goes to these crazy places. One of my favorite characters in this book is the Cheshire Cat, and the strange thing about that cat is that cat appears anywhere, everywhere, and while he disappears, only his teeth remain behind. It's so crazy. And then there is the Mad Hatter, which is one of my favorite characters. By the way, if you see the movie, Johnny Depp did a brilliant job in portraying the character of the Mad Hatter, and it's one of my favorite books, movies and cartoons ever. And if you're reading something magical, strange, you just have to read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The next book I'll recommend is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. By the way, the second book is coming out. This was the first book in the series. And in the land of Orisha, magic was absolutely forbidden, and the protagonist of this story, Zeli, her mother was actually a magi, and she is also a magi. The authorities don't want magic. They are forbidding people from magic, and she is resisting that. It's a story about courage. It's a story about resisting the authorities, fighting against them, and above all, relationships. And I really enjoyed reading this book. I did feel that one or two characters were not as good as I wished they were, but in all, this book was absolutely amazing, and the magical experience of this book is on another level. The next recommendation will be Magic Required by H.S. Paisley. The book name itself has magic, so you understand it's a book that centers around magic. The protagonist's name is Lachlan. He has had his share of past that he has buried behind, but suddenly visions start coming again. Note that this book is set in a futuristic format, so it's set in 2047, and I really like that. I have not read futuristic books in a long time. Coming back to Lachlan's visions, these are not good visions. These are strange, bad visions. The book started really well. I leave the first line of the book in here, and I felt like it was a really good starting line, and it really pulled me into the book, which is really rare in books nowadays. Now coming back to this book, this guy has a vision of a girl dying. She really dies, and after that he's blaming himself if he is the person who is in charge of this. And you know, there's an internal conflict going on in the protagonist's mind. And one another line in this book, which is sort of also a driving force for this book, is power attracts enemies. This book is the first book in a series of 5 books, and I'd really love it if you guys check this book out. Kindly, the author has sponsored today's video, so huge thanks to her, and the link to buy her book will be in the description below, so go check it out. Next, I'll recommend the Worst Witch series. By the way, I got these books second hand, so these are second hand books, but you can also get them first hand on second hand. I got them on Audiobooks. I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. Worst Witch series is about the worst witch in the world. If you've watched my previous videos, I've already featured this. So this book is about this girl who goes to a witch academy, and this was actually written before Harry Potter. I'm not sure if Harry Potter is inspired by this, but this witch is the worst witch, and she does things which probably shouldn't have been done by a proper witch, but it makes this book hilarious. The books are very thin and they are basically for children, but I really enjoyed them as an adult as well. The next 2 books that I'll recommend are Brida and Alchemist, 2 of my favorite books by Paulo Coelho. Both of them have magic. Brida is more on the romantic side and Alchemist is more on the self-discovery side, but both of them equally left an impact on me. I personally like Brida more because it explained what love was to me, but in whole, Paulo Coelho's writings are magical in general as well. Last book in today's recommendation video is The Little Prince. This is a book that I read so often, I can't even tell you how many times I've read it, because every time I read it, I find something new. This book changes with time, which is the best thing. I think the magical thing about this book is not the magic inside it, but the magic that happens when you read this book every month, and this book keeps changing in meaning. I swear this happens when you read this book, because you interpret it in so many ways depending on what phase of life you're going through. If any of you have read this book already, please let me know in the comments below. Have you felt this way about this book too? Because I don't want to feel left alone. But if you haven't read this book even once in your life, what are you even doing? So yeah guys, these will be the magical book recommendations that I have for you. I hope you guys find some books to read in today's video. Let me know which books you pick up. Let me know if you have read any of these books already, because I'd love to know. Also tell me what are the books that you want me to feature on my videos next, because I think that I'm running out of book recommendations right now. So I would love recommendations myself. So leave them in the comments below. I'll be back with another video next week. Till my next video. Bye bye.